Hello again. Uh, This is video number 2, and um, I'm talking about my childhood. It's hard to talk about it because it's so much pain in it, so much bad memories. Uh, I was born in a dysfunctional family. It's many people think that these kind of problems that we had in our family belongs to the working class or lower group of people in the society. But my father was a manager for uh, a big insurance company in Sweden, and my mother was at home because they had enough money to let her stay home, be home mother, stay home mother. And but my father, he was drinking every day. I never saw him sober in the whole time he lived, and he lived until I was 17 years old when he died of his drinking problems. The heart was growing too big and crashed. He broke the heart on the dance floor. And and he liked small kids. He liked to have, he liked to have sex with all kind of people. Uh, so he even was interested of his own kids to have sex with them. And I suppose my sister was the one that got it first. She was older than me and adopted. But when she ran away from home, it was me that followed her instead, took her place. And I hated those time I was sitting in my father's lap and he was nude and he was not drunk, but he was the day after and smelled old beer and have maybe taken his first drink before he called for me to come and sit in his lap. And my mother knew that, and she didn't care. She didn't help us kids. She knew what he was doing. She even helped him. And she started to take medicine, take a nerve for her nerves, because somewhere was it a little guilt for what she was doing. And this hard time that she had 3 kids under 5 years old, suddenly, when I was born. My sister was 5, my brother was 3, and I was born. And suddenly, from have been at home in 17 years without having any kids, only sitting and wait in her marriage. And her husband was out and was cheating on her. I have many. I think I have many half sisters and brothers. My father couldn't hold back, and he even told my mother about his cheating. So she really was nowhere when he was talking about sex. And they were talking about sex when we were eating our dinner time. So, of course, my brother and my sister got weird thinking about sex. And me too, in some way. Because I find only love in sexual things when I grow older. When I start with sex, I didn't get any love from men, and I thought it was love in the sex. So I had very much sex when I was young. And my brother, he had a wrong thinking about sex because he thought I was his girlfriend. He wanted to marry me and be together with me, and he wanted to have sex with me, but he never could do it. I ran away from him. I fight for my virgin, and until he was start to be, I had to go into the Swedish army. After the army, he was start to understand that he should take someone else than his sister. And then he was 19 years old, and I was 17 when he stopped being interested on me. But he was always interested, always in my whole life. He didn't want me to have a boyfriend. He was very jealous the whole life. I have not seen my brother and sister since my mother died in 1990. They hate me still today. This was one of the part of my life. I'm going to talk about a little about more about my childhood, and then about my first boyfriend. So check back. I didn't knew God in that time, and I lived in the wild. So you have to excuse me if I speak in a very bad thing about bad things. But we all are coming from somewhere, and I was not coming from a holy family. I was coming from the wild life.